All right, ready to dive into something kind of wild.
I'm all ears. What we got?
Okay, so there's this YouTube video, right?
Mhm.
And it claims you can manifest anything, literally anything you want,
Okay.
in just 48 hours.
That's a pretty bold claim.
I know, right? Sounds a little out there, but
I mean, where do we even begin to unpack that?
well, that's what we're here for, right?
Right. To break it down, see what we can learn, if anything.
Exactly. And it's not just some random, fluffy stuff.
Ooh.
This video is actually based on the work of Joe Dispenza.
Oh, okay. I've heard of him. Blends neuroscience with self-help. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going beyond just like positive vibes here,
Right, right. This is getting interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. So they dive into the science of the brain.
Okay, like how?
Specifically, the idea that our thoughts can actually shape our reality.
Okay, so that's where they're coming from with the whole 48-hour thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we can reprogram our brains almost like installing new software.
Oh, that's an interesting way to put it. Like, achieve our desires by rewiring the system.
Right. So what do you think? Where do we start with this 48-hour plan?
Well, I think the first step, based on what you said, has to be, it all starts with specificity, actually.
Specificity?
Yeah, the video really hammers home the importance of going beyond, like, vague desires,
So not just like, I want a new job.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be crystal clear, a vision of exactly what you want.
So you'd need to like visualize yourself in that new role.
Precisely. Imagine walking into that new office, feeling the excitement of new responsibilities. Even picture the specific projects you'll be working on.
So it's like creating this blueprint for your brain to follow, right?
Yeah, a detailed one.
The video even talks about engaging all your senses in the visualization.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about it. Your brain thrives on that sensory input.
Makes sense.
If you're visualizing a new car, you don't just see it.
You feel the leather seats, the smell, that new car smell.
Exactly. You hear that engine roar.
Wow, so engaging all your senses makes it more real for your brain.
Right. And the more real it feels to your brain, the more likely it is to kind of start acting as if it's already happening.
Oh, I see. So that leads to taking actions that match that vision.
Exactly. You're already on the path, even if just mentally.
Okay, so step one, super specific, engage those senses. Got it. What's next in this 48-hour like manifestation marathon?
This is where things get really interesting.
Oh,
It's not just about thinking about your goal, it's about feeling it too. Like it's already real.
okay. What does that even mean?
The video calls it emotional embodiment.
Emotional embodiment, huh?
Yeah.
So like if you're manifesting a dream vacation,
Yeah. You wouldn't just picture yourself on a beach. You'd feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, the excitement, the relaxation of it all.
oh, so like you can almost taste that drink with a little umbrella.
Exactly. And there's actually neuroscience behind this.
Really?
Emotions trigger responses in our bodies.
Yeah, like your heart racing when you're nervous.
Right. Muscles tense up when you're stressed. Or conversely.
Your body relaxes when you're happy.
Exactly. So if you can embody the emotions of your goal, your body starts to respond as if it's already achieved.
Okay, so it's not just positive thinking. It's like aligning your thoughts and feelings, actions too.
Exactly. It's about becoming the person who already has what you want.
So if I'm manifesting a promotion, I should start acting more confident, like I already got it.
Well, yeah, kind of. Take on those leadership roles, dress for the part.
Interesting. But that brings up a question. I mean, does this actually make the universe give you what you want?
Well, that's a big question, isn't it? Whether this shift directly influences some external force is debatable.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
But here's the thing. This approach could be helpful for adopting new habits or mindsets, even if we leave aside the whole manifestation debate.
Oh, that's a good point. Like, even if it's not magic, it could still help.
Exactly. Think of it as acting as if to create a positive feedback loop.
Boost confidence, open up opportunities.
It's like mental rehearsal for the reality you're creating.
Okay, I like that. So specificity, emotional embodiment. This 48-hour plan is starting to sound intense.
Oh, yeah, this isn't passive daydreaming.
It's like you're constantly reinforcing these thoughts and feelings, right?
You got it. It's not just a one-time visualization thing. It's a commitment. It
Right.
is. It really is. And the video actually emphasizes repetition as a key element.
Okay, so it's not just about those first 48 hours then.
Not exactly, no. It's
Yeah.
more like you're building a muscle.
Build that muscle.
Yeah, the more you engage with that desired outcome, the stronger the neural pathways become.
Okay, so the more you practice it, the more real it feels to your brain.
Precisely. And that's how you stay in that high vibe state.
So it's like you gotta work at it all the time.
Well, as much as possible, especially in those first 48 hours. But I mean, let's be realistic. Life happens, right?
Yeah, for sure. What about those times when you start doubting? Or like those old negative thoughts come creeping back in?
Ah, yes. That's what the video refers to as resistance.
Resistance.
Yeah, they acknowledge that you'll probably encounter it. Those limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, even just distractions, stuff that can really throw you off track.
So how do you deal with that when it like inevitably happens? Does the video offer any advice?
It does. It does. And it's kind of interesting, actually. They frame those moments of resistance as, get this, a positive sign.
Wait, really? How's that a good thing?
Well, they suggest it actually means you're pushing past those old boundaries, like expanding your comfort zone.
So it's not about like never having negative thoughts, but more about learning to handle them.
Exactly. Think of it like When you're working out, you feel that burn in your muscles. It's a good sign. It means you're challenging yourself, getting stronger.
Okay, I can see that analogy. So, how do we work out those mental muscles then when those negative thoughts pop up?
Well, the video recommends a few different strategies, many of which are based on neuroscience, actually. And one of the most powerful tools they suggest is meditation.
Yeah, I've heard meditation can help with that, quieting that monkey mind, all those racing thoughts that can spiral into negativity.
Absolutely. Like on a neurological level, meditation can actually shift your brainwave patterns.
So it's not just like a woo-woo feel-good thing.
Nope, not at all. There's real science behind it. It induces states of relaxation, focus, you know, and that makes it easier to override those negative thought patterns.
So it's like hitting the reset button on your brain, creating a calmer space where those thoughts have less power.
You got it. And when those negative thoughts do creep in, the video stresses not fighting them.
Okay, so not pushing them away.
Right. Just acknowledge them and then gently redirect your focus back to your desired outcome.
Like not getting into a battle with them, just gently steering away.
Exactly. It's like, I don't know, think of it like training a puppy. You don't punish it for chewing on your shoes.
Right.
You just redirect its attention to a chew toy.
Oh, that's a good analogy. It's about guiding your mind back to the vision, not getting stuck in the negativity. Okay, that makes sense. So meditation, redirecting focus, anything else the video recommends for handling resistance?
Yeah. They also talk about journaling. Really powerful way to process those thoughts, get them out of your head.
Oh, I love journaling. It helps me see those limiting beliefs on paper so I can, actually address them.
Right. And that's exactly what the video encourages. Replace those limiting beliefs with ones that support your vision. Make you feel capable, deserving,
So instead of I'm not qualified for that promotion, it's I'm ready for this. I have valuable skills.
Exactly. You're literally shifting that internal dialogue to match the reality you want.
I like that. It's like we talked about before, that whole rewiring your brain idea.
Right. You're creating new neural pathways. The more you reinforce these new thoughts and beliefs, the stronger those pathways become.
So it's like building new habits almost.
It is. It really is. And that brings us back to the importance of repetition, right? Something this 48-hour plan really emphasizes.
Yeah. Okay. Consistency is key.
Exactly. The video says to engage with your vision consistently throughout those 48 hours, whether it's through visualization, affirmations, even taking small actions that align with your goals.
So it's kind of like practicing a musical instrument or learning a new language.
That's a great analogy. The more consistently you practice, the more skilled you become.
Yeah. And our brains, they love routine, right?
They do.
Yeah.
So building these practices into your daily schedule makes them feel more natural over time.
Makes sense. Okay. So we've got meditation, journaling, repetition, all for dealing with that resistance. What else is important in this 48-hour plan?
Well, this is where gratitude comes in. The video talks about gratitude as like the fuel for the manifestation process.
Oh, I love the idea of gratitude, like sending a signal of abundance to the universe, attracting more good things.
Right. It's like you're saying, hey, universe, thanks for what I have, and I'm ready for more.
Exactly. But does it actually impact some force out there to give us stuff?
That's the big question, isn't it? Whether it has a direct impact on some external force, that's a mystery.
Okay, fair enough.
But what we do know is there's tons of research on the psychological benefits of gratitude.
Yeah, I've read about that. It increases happiness, reduces stress, even strengthens relationships.
Exactly. And it just makes sense intuitively, right?
Yeah.
When you're focused on what you're grateful for, your whole perspective shifts.
It's like you're training your brain to see the good, even when things are tough.
Exactly. And that shift in perspective can make a huge difference in how you approach your goals, how you handle those ups and downs in life.
Okay, so gratitude. Powerful tool for attracting positivity and shifting our perspective.
Yeah.
Anything else we should be mindful of during this 48-hour manifestation thing?
Yes. The video also talks a lot about surrender.
Surrender. What do they mean by that?
It means trusting that the universe will deliver what we want in its own way, on its own timeline, even if it looks different from what we initially pictured.
Surrender. I feel like that concept can be hard for some people to grasp, especially those of us who like to be in control.
Oh, totally. It can be tough to let go of control, trust that things will work out for our highest good.
But I guess clinging too tightly to our expectations can create that resistance we were talking about, right?
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance between taking action and trusting the universe, effort and trust working together.
So it's not just passively waiting around, but taking action, trusting that the universe is kind of working with us.
Yes, it's that synergy between action and allowing, effort and trust.
I like that. And it's important to remember, right? Manifestation isn't about instant results all the time.
You got it. Sometimes things unfold over time. You need that patience and faith to trust the process.
Like planting a seed, right? You don't see the sprout immediately, but you trust that it will grow with the right care.
Perfect analogy. And like a seed, sometimes our manifestations need time to, germinate and blossom.
That's true. And I think another thing that trips people up with manifestation is that desire to know how things will happen.
Yes. Wanting to map it all out, control every detail.
Guilty as charged. But the video suggests that trying to micromanage the process can actually get in the way.
It can. It can. It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
So instead of obsessing over the how, we should focus on the what and the why.
Yes, what you desire, the feelings you want to experience. Trust the universe to figure out the details.
Surrender to the mystery, the magic of it all.
Right. Sometimes the best things happen when we let go of control and just go with the flow.
Like taking a detour on a road trip and finding this amazing place you never would have seen otherwise.
Exactly. Sometimes those unexpected detours lead to the most amazing discoveries.
Love that. So it seems like this 48-hour manifestation method is about inner work as much as outer results, right?
It absolutely is. Aligning our mindset, beliefs, habits with what we desire. Cultivating trust, gratitude, surrender, even when things get tough.
And even though it's called a 48-hour challenge, these ideas can be applied to anything, right? Not just specific goals.
Absolutely. It's about cultivating a more positive, empowered way of being,
Okay, so we've covered a lot here. Resistance, repetition, gratitude, surrender, patience.
and trusting the process, not getting caught up in the how.
But there's still more to discuss.
There is. There is. In the next part, we'll look at some of the potential downsides, criticisms of this 48-hour method.
Because no approach is perfect,
Right.
right? There are always different perspectives to consider.
Right. And we'll also dive into some deeper questions about, the ethics of manifesting desires. If we can really shape reality with our thoughts, what's our responsibility?
Some heavy stuff to ponder. So stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive. All right, welcome back, everyone. We've been talking about this 48-hour manifestation method, and
Yeah, definitely sparks some interesting thoughts, right?
it has, for sure. But as with anything, any approach to self-improvement or whatever.
Oh, yeah, got to look at it from all sides.
Exactly. And one of the big things that comes up with this whole manifestation idea, it's the ethics of it.
Ah, yeah. That's a tricky one. If our thoughts really can shape reality,
Right. That's a lot of responsibility.
it is. It is. And that's something the video didn't really go into too much, did it?
Not really, no. So if we're all focusing on manifesting our own desires.
Could lead to a pretty self-centered world, maybe.
Yeah, like what about the needs of others? Does everyone just get trampled on?
Well, that's a big question, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
I mean, what if everyone's just out for themselves?
Right. Could get pretty competitive, maybe even cutthroat.
And think about this. What about unintended consequences?
Ooh, like what?
Say someone manifests a promotion. Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
But what if that means someone else loses their job?
Oh, yeah. Hadn't thought of that.
Creates an imbalance somehow.
Yeah.
Like a chain reaction we didn't see coming.
It really highlights how, interconnected everything is, right? Our thoughts, even, they can have a ripple effect.
Absolutely. So, I mean, pursuing our dreams is important. Yeah. But
yeah.
got to do it with awareness, responsibility.
Thinking about the bigger picture, not just ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I guess goes back to that highest good idea from the video, right?
Oh, yeah. They talked about surrendering to the universe, trusting it'll give us what's best.
But then that brings up another question. Who decides what's best, really?
Right. Like, what if my best clashes with yours?
Exactly. Things get complicated fast. I think it all boils down to compassion, empathy,
Making sure we're not just bulldozing over everyone else to get what we want.
recognizing we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Our well-being is all connected.
Another thing I've heard about manifestation, though, and it's kind of a criticism, is it can lead to blaming yourself if things go wrong,
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
if you believe you can manifest anything.
And then you hit a roadblock.
It's easy to think, well, I must not have visualized hard enough or something.
Right. Like, it's your fault it didn't work out.
And that's super disempowering. It takes away your sense of agency,
Absolutely. Because, let's be real, life throws curveballs, right? Things happen that are outside our control.
Manifestation might help, but it's not a magic wand, doesn't erase every problem.
Nope, it doesn't. And I think that's important to keep in mind.
So where does all this leave us then after this deep dive? What should people take away from this?
Well, first off, I'd say don't just blindly accept any of this, Think for yourselves.
Do your own research, see what feels right for you.
Exactly. What works for one person might not work for another. That's okay.
And even if you do try this 48-hour thing,
Go into it with an open mind, have fun with it, treat it like an experiment.
don't get too hung up on the results. Just see what happens.
Exactly. It's about exploring the power of your mind, tapping into your potential.
And remember, be kind to yourself along the way. Things don't go as planned. That's okay. Learn from it. Keep going.
You got it. Embrace the journey. The ups, the downs, the unexpected twists and turns.
Those unexpected moments are often where the real magic happens, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where the real growth is.
So to wrap up our deep dive today, I'll leave you with this. If your thoughts really do shape your world, what kind of world do you want to create?
What seeds will you plant? And what actions will you take to help them grow?
It's a journey, for sure, but a fascinating one. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.